something is not adding up. Apparently, guys, Jay-Z's Accuser did an interview recently. And while she was getting an interview, there's a lot of facts that simply weren't adding up.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity. An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities. In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother. In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements.
One of the biggest ones was that she was saying that the day of the incident happened, that her dad picked her up. Her dad doesn't remember picking her up at all. And a matter of fact, not only does he not remember picking her up at all, he's saying that if he were to pick her up, because that's such a significant thing, he would have remembered it. So he pretty much took that whole situation and threw it out. I'm not saying that she's like a complete and utter liar or anything like that, just because that there's situations that people go through, like they're very traumatic and they end up forgetting certain things. So like I've heard about that. So I don't know if she's like a complete and utter liar, but there's just a lot of things that just don't make any sense.
Yeah. You said one of the inconsistencies, which is probably the biggest one, about her dad not remembering picking her up. So I will say that, but there's other things too about how she said she talked to one of the band members from Good Charlotte, I think was Benji. He said he was, first of all, they were on tour in another country, weren't even in the area. Then come to find out that she says, listen, I don't want to downplay if she did get a traumatic brain injury. That's sad, and I feel for her if that's the truth, and it probably is the truth. Part of me thinks that her legal team might try to use that as a way to back out of any inconsistencies she has. But then I was like, well, if they can use that in their favor, so could Jay-Z's team. Maybe she's saying things that didn't happen because of the brain injury. Who knows? But I want to say this too, because Jay-Z's lawyer is backpedaling. He's backpedaling after this came out. Cause I bet money that her lawyer probably told her not to come out and do this interview. I'm sorry. I mean, there's no way he wanted her to come out and talk about this case, especially after all the consistencies. So, but what he said was really funny to me. So after she did this interview, her lawyer, one of her lawyers, Busby, said Jane Doe's case was referred to our firm by another who vetted it prior to sending it to us. Right there, he's already trying to they vetted it, not his law firm, the firm that sent it to him vetted it. Right. He told NBC News in the email, our clients remain fiercely adamant that what she has stated is true to the best of her memory. Right. We will continue to vet her claims, and collect corroborating data to the extent it exists. Because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. I've never had a client suggest that before. I don't know, that sounds to you, but to me it sounds like he's just leaving a whole bunch of outs.
Yeah. He's trying to say, well, we didn't vet it, we left it to them.
I mean, come on, bro. I don't know. So unless there's actual video evidence of this situation occurring, which I hope there is not, because I hope it didn't occur, I don't necessarily know how strong her case is. I mean, but then again, this is just one video, just, who knows how much other evidence they have,
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, my thing is, though, Jay-Z seems super confident. He's like, listen, we're taking this all the way out. You're not getting no money. Yeah. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
And we saw how he handles things. Like with Piers Morgan, that happened immediately. That woman after Jaguar Wright went on the show, immediately right after, boom, hit with the. So that's all I'm saying. Listen, Jay-Z's got a lot of confidence. Her story's not adding up a whole lot. This doesn't look like it's going to be headed in her direction. But you can never tell with court cases. Because look at Tory Lanez. Everything was pointing that Tory Lanez was fine, and then Megan ended up winning. So it's like you never know what happens with these court cases.
Right.
All right, decision makers, let us know what you think. Do you guys think the accuser is telling the truth? Leave a like, leave a comment. Do you think that she's lying and Jay-Z's innocent? Leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't accuse anyone.